Well, hello and welcome to a new video. We are going to test the performance of Skyrim, the special edition, on the Intel Iris 6100 GPU. And we're playing this on a Macbook Pro 13 from 2015. And this one has an i5 as well as 16 gigabytes of system memory in it. And I have just tested this on the MacBook Pro 13 from 2012, even though that one had an i7 and only 8 gigabyte of system memory. I did test it in 720p as well, but I played it on the very low settings, and this one here is actually at the medium settings preset with anti-aliasing disabled. And I have to say that we are seeing even a little bit better FPS at the 720p medium settings here than we saw with the 720p very low settings on the 2012 MacBook. So I guess the Intel Iris 6100 GPU actually is a little bit better or a little bit stronger here than the older one, which is really not surprising at all. But it also isn't all that much stronger because obviously even at medium settings this game still doesn't look all that great, and we are still underneath the 20 FPS mark here, so it's still not really what I would call a very enjoyable experience. I mean, you can see the frame time graph here. It is very smooth, and we're actually not dropping any FPS, which is very good. But then again, you can see the vegetation is popping in only a few meters ahead of us. Like, everything looks very, very blurred and really not that detailed. And yeah, with these 17, 19 FPS even, it is still really rough to play. I mean, if I'm gonna fight here with this guard, then it's super hard for me to actually aim where he is. And I think I'm gonna die here. I have underestimated the guards of Whiterun. My bad. But yeah, it's super hard to keep your aim and actually hit a moving target with only 16 to 17 FPS here. So obviously not optimal here. I'm just gonna go and fast travel here to Whiterun again, because we can see the difference between the outside and the inner city in the FPS term wise. So yeah, let's explore the city a little bit. But yeah, I really don't have any high hopes here for this machine. I mean, I think this is exactly where I was running around with the MacBook Pro when I tested it, and I think I had a little bit worse FPS, obviously at the minimal or the worst settings here available to us, and here we're playing at the medium settings. But honestly, there isn't that much of a difference between the very low settings and the medium settings here. I mean, graphics quality wise, you can, or at least I can't really make out any noticeable differences, at least from what I remember the game looked like with the 2012 MacBook Pro. So yeah, I really don't think you're gonna have an enjoyable experience playing this game here on this MacBook Pro, and that is kind of sad. I mean, the special edition actually came out in 2016, so just a year after this one was released. And obviously it never had a dedicated GPU, and it was never meant to be made for gaming here. So we can hardly blame Mac or Apple for making a machine which isn't able to game here. But you know, what I can see here is actually a graphical bug. I think you can see these this darkish line on the right side. No idea if that's actually a game bug. I guess it is. Weird. I've never seen this kind of bug before. I mean, this wouldn't be game breaking for me, but it just makes the overall experience, which isn't really good to begin with, even worse. But yeah, I think inside a building it's probably going to be a little bit higher FPS wise. Yeah, it is. It still doesn't really feel all that great because you have just a very high latency when playing the game. I mean, when you're looking around with your mouse, it's just very annoying. So yeah, I think once again this sadly isn't really enjoyable. I guess it is barely playable if you want to play through the story here, but it definitely isn't an enjoyable experience that you want to have if you want to experience Skyrim for the first time in your life.